Have you ever wondered why some people seem to move ahead in life no matter what happens, while others keep working hard but stay in the same place? Same 24 hours, same world, same opportunities, but completely different results. And deep down, you already know the answer. It's not just about money, it's not just about luck, it's mindset. Because before someone becomes a millionaire in the bank, they become a millionaire in the mind. And if you don't understand this, you'll keep chasing money, but never really attract it. Let's start with something real. Imagine two people. Both earn the same income. One spends everything, upgrades lifestyle, buys things to feel successful. The other saves, invests, learns, builds something on the side. 5 years later, one is still stuck. The other is free. What changed? Not income, not background. Thinking. Because a millionaire mindset is not about having money, it's about how you think about money, time, risk, and yourself. Most people live in a consumption mindset. They earn and then they spend, and whatever is left, they try to save. But people who build wealth do the opposite. They earn, they invest, and then they spend what's left. Small shift, massive difference. Now ask yourself honestly, are you building assets or just collecting expenses? Because every decision you make is either moving you closer to freedom or deeper into dependence. And this is where most people get trapped. They chase comfort, but comfort is expensive, not just financially, mentally. The more comfortable you become, the less you grow. Millionaire mindset is uncomfortable. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's learning when others are relaxing. It's saying no to things that don't matter. It's choosing long-term over short-term again and again. And yes, it's hard, but staying stuck is harder. Now let's talk about something powerful. Time. Most people sell their time. They trade hours for money. And the problem is, time is limited. No matter how hard you work, there is a ceiling. But people with a millionaire mindset, they don't just work for money. They make money work for them. They build systems. They create assets, something that pays them even when they are not working. This could be a skill, a business, content, investments, anything that breaks the direct link between time and income. Because true wealth is not how much you earn, it's how long you can live without working. Let that sink in. Now here's another shift. Risk. Most people avoid risk because they fear losing money. But people with a growth mindset, they fear something else. They fear staying the same. They fear missed opportunities. They fear regret. So they take calculated risks, not blind risks, not emotional decisions, but smart, informed, strategic risks. Because they understand something important. Not taking risks is the biggest risk. Now let's talk about identity, because this is where everything changes. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, you will always struggle. If you believe money is hard to make, your actions will reflect that. But if you start seeing yourself as someone who creates value, everything shifts. You start thinking differently. You start acting differently. You start choosing differently, and slowly your results change because your identity controls your behavior, and your behavior creates your life. Now here's a simple truth. Money follows value, always. If you want to earn more, become more valuable. Learn skills, solve problems, help people. Because the more problems you can solve, the more income you can create. And this is where most people go wrong. They focus on earning instead of becoming. They chase money instead of building value, and that's why they stay stuck. Now let's make this practical. Imagine you spend just 1 hour every day learning something valuable, a skill that can generate income, sales, marketing, communication, technology, anything. 1 hour a day for 1 year, that's over 300 hours. Do you realize what that can do? It can completely change your life. But most people don't do it because it doesn't feel urgent. Scrolling feels easier, entertainment feels better, but growth feels uncomfortable. And that's why it works, because most people won't do it. Now let's talk about discipline, not motivation. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Discipline is what stays. Millionaire mindset is built on discipline, doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it, because consistency beats intensity every single time. Now think about this. If you improve just a little every day, in a year you become a completely different person. Not overnight, not instantly, but steadily. And that's how real success is built. Slow, stable, strong. Now let's talk about environment, because your environment shapes your thinking. If you are surrounded by people who complain, you will start complaining. If you are surrounded by people who grow, you will start growing. So choose carefully what you watch, what you listen to, who you spend time with, because all of it is programming your mind, and your mind creates your reality. Now here's something most people ignore: focus. We live in a world full of distractions, notifications, social media, constant noise, and attention is your most valuable asset. If you can control your focus, you can control your future, because where your attention goes, your life grows. So protect it, guard it, use it wisely. Now let's talk about patience, because this is where most people fail. They want results fast. They start something and quit when it doesn't work immediately. But wealth doesn't work like that. It compounds, slow in the beginning, then faster, then unstoppable, but only if you stay consistent. Most people quit before the breakthrough. They give up when things are about to change, and that's why they never see results. Now imagine this. What if you don't quit this time? What if you stay consistent? What if you trust the process? Where could you be in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? Think about it. Because your future is not decided by luck, it's decided by what you do daily. Small actions, repeated again and again. Now let's talk about money habits, because how you handle small money is how you'll handle big money. If you waste small amounts, you will waste large amounts. If you respect money, money will stay with you. Simple rule: track your expenses, control unnecessary spending, invest regularly. And most importantly, don't try to look rich. Focus on becoming rich, because looking rich is temporary. Being rich is freedom. Now here's a mindset shift that changes everything. Stop asking, how can I earn more money? Start asking, how can I create more value? Because money is a result, value is the cause. Focus on the cause, the result will follow. And finally, understand this. This journey is not easy. There will be doubts, there will be failures, there will be moments when you feel like giving up, but that's part of the process. Every successful person has been there. The difference is, they didn't stop. They kept going, even when it was hard, even when it was slow, even when no one believed in them, because they believed in themselves. And now it's your turn to stop thinking small, to stop playing safe, to stop living on autopilot, and start building something real, something meaningful, something powerful. This is not about becoming a millionaire overnight. This is about becoming the kind of person who can create millions again and again. Because once you change your mindset, everything else follows: your actions, your habits, your results, your life. So from today, start small, stay consistent, think bigger, act smarter, and never forget, you don't need permission to grow. You just need a decision to change, a decision to improve, a decision to build. Because the life you want is waiting on the other side of that decision. Keep going, keep learning, keep building, and most importantly, keep growing.